Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal, Jordan the Lion. How are you all doing today? I hope you said great. I am coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina, and today we are going to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Days with Jordan the Lion and you all. It begins right now. I've only gotten into NASCAR and watching NASCAR for like the last year or so, but I've heard about a lot of the names of the cars, of the people's cars that we're going to see today, so I'm excited. Just as we're entering the side of the building, you can see all the famous cars on display inside. Here it looks like they have a list of a lot of the stuff that's on display. I'm seeing stuff from Darrell Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Adam Petty, Jeff Gordon, wow, Richard Petty, awesome. I know you can go to Richard Petty's garage and see a lot of his cars on display. Look at this. Glenn Woods 1954 Ford Sportsman. Had great success on Daytona Beach. Went down there 3 years in a row. He sat on the pole, won his class. In '58 he sat on the pole and beat the record by 12 miles an hour. Beat all the modified cars. And then finished third overall. And it's 2 levels, so you can actually go up the ramp and see all those. It says that is Austin Cindric's car. 2022 Daytona 500 was Austin's first Premier Series race victory in just 8 starts. Wow. We got a winner there for the Penske race team. Then right over here, Buck Baker's car. Darlington. That is Buck's car before they painted it. It says they used to use it to promote the upcoming races. Then they painted it to look like that. That's Curtis Turner's car. It says Curtis Turner won the final convertible division race of the old Daytona Beach road race course. Isn't that crazy to think of? Daytona Beach, they used to actually have the race on the beach. Now here, you can tell by the look and the number, that's the King's car, Richard Petty. Like I said, if you go to his garage and museum, they have most of his cars, not all of them, but most of them on display. It's cool to see they got the 72 Dodge here. That is rad. NASCAR's greatest ambassador. All professional sports have their superstars, athletes who are considered true royalty. And in NASCAR, Richard Petty, known as the King because he won a record 200 races, one of the sport's greatest ambassadors. And there's that car racing. Lone Star 500. Pretty cool. Wonder how often they change out the display here since it's the 75th anniversary collection. It says Jerry Cook's 1977 Ford. NASCAR's first series in 1948, called the Modified Division, featured highly specialized race cars. Still runs today. Was created its own heroes, including Jerry Cook, one of the greatest champions. He won 6 titles before becoming a NASCAR official. Cool. Let's see what we got here. I don't recognize this car. Richard Childress. Driver turns championship owner, it says. 1976 Chevrolet. It says in NASCAR, careers can evolve as much as the competition does. Before becoming a race car owner of 6 of Dale Earnhardt's 7 Premier Series championships, Richard Childress spent 13 years as an independent owner and driver. In this car, Childress had 11 top 10 in 17 in 1976. And then he owned, wow, Dale Earnhardt's. That's Dale Earnhardt, speaking of, his 1981 Pontiac Grand Prix. Says he was one tough customer. Dale Earnhardt's love of the outdoors and hard-nosed driving style were a natural fit for Wrangler and its one tough customer tagline. Earnhardt drove this car for half the 1981 season before joining the Richard Childress racing team, taking Wrangler with him. Nice connection between the two cars. And then over here, this is Bobby Labonte's 1991 Oldsmobile. I recognized the number, I didn't recognize the car. That is Jeff Gordon's car. I was just so used to seeing him in the DuPont car. That's like he was like the superstar race car driver when I was growing up. Everything was Jeff Gordon. It says generational shifts occurred when young drivers took the sport and established stars, creating new rivalries. Jeff Gordon became the youngest Premier Series champion in NASCAR's modern era, opening the door for other young stars to emerge. Nicknamed Blacker, was one of Gordon's favorite Hendricks Motorsports Chevrolets. So this was the car was called Blacker. Says it was 1995. And then Darrell Waltrip's Pennzoil #1 car. I love how they've designed this place. If you look up, it looks like you're actually on a racetrack. The layout of it all. Very cool. You even have cars down on the ground floor. We've only seen one of those. We'll check them out though. 1998 Chevrolet of Darrell Waltrip. Over here, says Greg Biffle's 2000 Ford. Modern era teams have recruited proven driving talent as pathways to success. Team owner Jack Roush broke that mold, was willing to give young, less experienced drivers like Greg their first big break. Biffle repaid his trust by driving this truck to Roush's first NASCAR championship. Wow. And then over here, the number 45 Sprint car. That is the car of Adam Petty. This 2000 Chevrolet. Very cool. A lot more sponsors. You can tell the teams took on a lot more sponsors as the sport's been around. Now as we go up the stairs, we have Robert Huffman's car, White House apples.
Out there is where the future is. If the first 75 years is any indication, you better brace yourself for the next 75. NASCAR, always forward.
The number 48 Lowe's car. That is Jimmy Johnson's 2003 Monte Carlo. Says an all-star duo. Success in NASCAR is a true team effort armed with top equipment. Crew chiefs Jimmy Johnson and crew chief Chad Naus formed an elite pair, winning the 2003 All-Star race in this car and eventually earning 7 Premier Series championships together. You can see Jimmy's signature right above the door. Now that one up there is Dale Jr.'s car. 2013 Chevy SS. National Guard. And you can see, of course, he's NASCAR royalty. You can see his signature above the window. This is Bubba Wallace's truck. He actually won the 2014 Kroger 200 at Martinsville Speedway in this truck. It was one of the Craftsman Truck Series races, one of the few that he participated in. That was his winning truck. And then up here, I recognize this car, Kyle Busch. 2019 Toyota. Interesting is the owner of his car is Joe Gibbs, the NFL owner and Super Bowl winner. Joe Gibbs brags that he knows how to get a winning performance out of his athletes. There he is, Joe Gibbs with Kyle Busch. Here's Josh Berry's car. I'm noticing they have spots for other cars that aren't here. I was actually coming here because I was hoping, I had read that they acquired one of Alan Kowicki's Hooters cars, but I'm not seeing it. This is Josh Berry's 2020 Chevy SS. Success does not always come quickly or easily in NASCAR. It took Josh Berry 11 years to win his first NASCAR Advance Auto Parts Weekly Series Championship. His triumph in this car earned him a ride with JR Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where he qualified for the championship in 2022. And that is the car belonging to LP Dumoulin. Celebrated his second win of the 2019 season in this car. Shared the podium with his brother, who took third place in the race. Kind of cool. They have a piece of the Talladega Speedway. Yeah, they don't have the Talladega Nights car here. That's actually, if you take the Sony Studios tour in Los Angeles, you'll see it there. Yeah, we know that one, Lightning McQueen. Okay, this is the Hall of Fame room acknowledgement for all the people inducted, like Dale Earnhardt, Bill France, Bill Jr. He was the president. Or Big Bill was the first president. Richard Petty. Over here they have Matt Kenseth's car. This place is massive. That is so great to see how many different cars they have here. All the stuff they have. Not only the car, but some of the racing jackets. So here's his trophy. 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup, Matt Kenseth. Matt's dad's jacket. Robot mannequin from a commercial. Wow. Dale Earnhardt's car. The 3-car.
In 1998, Kenseth finished 6th.
Wow.
The 2000 Cup Rookie of the Year was skilled at getting the most from this race car.
You don't see that every day. Whew. They're showing if you get inducted, you get the jacket over here, the blazer, and the ring. Oh, that's cool. Joey Logano's car. I like Joey Logano. I watch his racing. He's a modern day. This is his 2022 Next Gen Mustang. Man, that is cool. You can see the big 76 ball up there. Looks like it's got windows, so I think you can go in. Here they have a trailer that would haul one of the race cars, and they got one lifted up, and you can actually go inside. Carries everything they would need for a race. Do a simulator experience where you get in a race car. They have the M&M's car and the Menards car, and feel what it's like. Both of these cups are from Martinsville Speedway. They're acknowledging the importance of that in this exhibit. That is a Daytona 500 trophy right there. That is, the center one is a trophy for a Talladega Super Speedway winner. Oh, that is cool. NASCAR Cup Series Bill France Cup.
This trophy may prove to be just as much of a challenge as it is to win it. The Bill France Cup can fit roughly 600 fluid ounces.
Those are all racing suits. I see a lot of Lowe's ones. Johnson, of course. All of them on Jimmy Johnson's, always around the belt area down here, say his name. Wow, that's a cool trophy. The O'Reilly 500 trophy. Pair of boots. This is when he won the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Even has his name on the side of the belt. And over here they have Jimmy Johnson's car. Now he's with Ally Insurance. Wow, that is really cool. Actually, I think he's retired now, so this was probably like one of his last cars. Joey Logano's suit. 2022. Zane Smith. An exhibit continues upstairs, so that's where we're going. Oh, that's cool. As I'm looking at the front of some of the suits, Jimmy Johnson's, this one is the Superman. Here they're talking about the history, earliest competitions on Daytona Beach to becoming NASCAR. Of course, they always say it came from Prohibition too.
Beach racing in Daytona proved to be immensely popular.
Beach racing.
Fans turned out in the thousands to watch man and machine out on the sand.
Here they have Junior Johnson's moonshine still. See, that's what I was saying. Kind of originally was going back to the Prohibition, like Uncle Jesse and Dukes of Hazzard. Oh, a bunch of statues too. All about the start of NASCAR and the leaders. So this is Bill France and Bill Tuthill, Raymond Parks over here, Red Vogt, whose car that was we just saw, that Daytona car, and then Red Byron, one of the drivers.
It took 61 hours to figure this one out.
And here they have a history of cups and awards won in stock car racing, as well as over here a lot of the early things that would have been worn, like this helmet. That is Jack Smith's helmet. First race held at Charlotte Speedway. He wore this. Those are signed boots from Smokey Yunick. Those are his cowboy boots. This is Richard Petty's signed helmet from 1967 when he collected 27 victories that year. And this is Donnie Allison's suit, his uniform. Really cool. Ralph Moody's jacket. That's Donnie Allison's helmet from 1979. It says, most drivers wore white helmets in the late 70s, so this orange piece of headgear stood out brilliantly when Bobby Allison and Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough had their tussle at the end of the 1979 Daytona 500. He was wearing that. There it is, getting ready to break out. Cale Yarborough's uniform, as well as Richard Petty's. This is his 1979 racing uniform. Man, they have quite a display here. Plus they've got the flags up above. Here they have Matt Kenseth's car, and it says greatest finishes in the final Premier Series race ever run at North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. Matt Kenseth held off a furious last lap charge from Casey Kahn to win the 2004 Subway 400 by a mere 1/10 of a second. Wow. Cool. Boy, you can see right in there too. And there's a piece of the roadway from the last race. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's another one. '92 Pontiac Grand Prix. They're showing how they would turn a street car into a racing car. That's what this exhibit's all about. All the way around, it's talking about how they would change like the tires or the seat or the steering wheel to accommodate a racer. And the statue of Bill France Jr. right here. This one's Darrell Waltrip's helmet in the 1985 season when he won the All-Star race and his third NASCAR Premier Series championship. He was driving for Junior Johnson. So up here you can see that is Rusty Wallace's uniform right there for Gatorade. Looks like that could be his rookie uniform. He was Rookie of the Year in 1984. So it says this helmet belongs to Terry Labonte, for you Terry Labonte fans. And then Darrell Waltrip's Budweiser uniform and Bobby Allison's Miller uniform. You see his name in white right above the Miller. There we got one of Richard Petty's uniforms on display, along with Terry Labonte's helmet. Good sponsor, Kellogg's. And you can tell that that helmet is signed. That is signed by Richard Petty. So that was his 1992 helmet. But this is so cool. That is Alan Kulwicki's Hooters helmet from 1992. His car was the Underbird. It says he pursued racing on his own terms after he won the Rookie of the Year honors in '86. He'd offer rides with several successful teams, but he wanted to be the boss. As an independent, Alan Kulwicki wore his helmet while beating all competitors to capture the biggest prize in racing in 1992. That is awesome. That cup is to Dale Earnhardt Jr. 1998 Busch Series Cup. And then here's the 76 bubble, the spotter ball. That's what it is. I'd never seen one of these before, so I didn't know. They're explaining what it was all about here. This is the exact spotter ball from Daytona. It was used in several Daytona 500s from Daytona, perched high above Daytona International Speedway. There's Adam Petty's uniform for Sprint. Another trophy for Dale Earnhardt Jr. You can see how the cups have all kind of progressed. Eldora. So here we have Matt Kenseth's uniform, the Best Buy. The hat belongs to Greg Biffle. And then Bubba Wallace's uniform, you can see right there on his waist. Austin Dillon and another Jimmy Johnson with the helmet, and it says that he raced for this for his 6th championship. So there it is, that's what we were in. They kind of have like a maze up here. This also is showing you how they would convert another street car into, it's actually a Toyota Camry they're changing over. And then in this case, they actually have all the earliest trophies from all the earliest races. First NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour Championship Trophy, 1948. This one's the first NASCAR Cup Series Championship Trophy from 1949. That big one is the first Craftsman Truck Series Championship Trophy. Then if you don't come back to this little room, you could miss a couple of cool things. Like in this display case, they have Alan Kulwicki's ring, his Winston, it's now called the Sprint Cup from 1992. They were talking about that helmet and everything that he won it that year. This is his ring from that championship series. There's Rusty Wallace's ring 1989. And then over here they're talking about the evolution of the tracks that they would drive on. So they actually have two squares down here that you can run your feet or your hands across to feel what the texture was. Now come back down to where some of the cars are, and that's Buddy Baker's car. He beat the 200 mile per hour barrier with this car. Over here we have Donnie Allison's car. That's pretty cool.
Each one drafting off its medicine. Each one hell bent for going faster. Each one built with one thing in mind. Get out front.
Here they have Bobby Allison's car. Yeah, I am a little bummed that they don't have the Hooters car, because I read online that they acquired one of them. Somebody else told me that the Wisconsin Auto Museum has the other, and I looked on their Google page through all the photos and eventually did find one photo that it was or is there. Rusty Wallace's car. Rusty's last call, it says. One of the most popular drivers of his day, Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace announced in late 2004 that he would retire at the end of the following season. Wallace nicknamed his farewell tour Rusty's Last Call, a nod to sponsor Miller Lite. All through 2005, Wallace celebrated his final season as full-time driver with a host of special events. Look at that car, that is so cool. And then the last car we're gonna see, Tony Stewart's Chevy Impala, 2011 Chevy Impala. There you can see the car doing its victory lap. There's Tony. Oh, you can even get the jackets for your favorite racer. There's the Alan Quickie. Wow, they do have a memorial shirt for just about every racer you could care about, looks like. Very cool. Well, NASCAR Hall of Fame, I think that's going to do it for us today. Y'all have a very good night, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.